Good morning, everyone. We appreciate our media partners and we're glad you are here with us today. This update we are providing is the results of the tireless efforts of members of the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office, the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, and the Asheville Police Department. We are joined here today by Jackson County Sheriff Doug Farmer and members of his staff, Asheville Police Interim Chief Ms. Jackie Stepp, and Asheville Police Captain Joseph Silverman, along with members of the State Bureau of Investigation, are also present. The death of Joseph Rose is our 8th homicide in Buncombe County this year, and none of them are unsolved. For more on that, I will turn this conference over to Buncombe County Sheriff Quentin Miller.
First and foremost, I would like to offer my sincere and heartfelt condolences and sympathy to the family of Joseph Solomon Rose, a young man whose life ended tragically and needlessly. This was a joint investigation that required collaboration between several agencies to include members of the Asheville Police Department, Jackson County Sheriff's Office, the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations, and the Upper Hominy Fire Department. Through this collaboration investigation, the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office and the Asheville Police Department were able to collect evidence of the crime, which led to the arrest of the perpetrator of this horrendous crime. The facts are as follows. On Friday, December 12, 2025, at approximately 3:36 p.m., the Buncombe County Emergency Communications Center responded to a report of a deceased person at 69 Gilbert B. Crook Road in Candler Community. Upper Hominy Fire Department, Buncombe County EMS, the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to the scene. Upon arrival, members of the Upper Hominy Fire Department confirmed that the located individual was indeed deceased. A sheriff deputy arrived on the scene at 3:51 p.m. and determined that the deceased was a young white adult male. Buncombe County Sheriff's Office detectives and the medical examiner officers responded to the scene. Buncombe County personnel were able to identify the deceased as Joseph Solomon Rose, and he had been entered NCIC as a missing person by the Asheville Police Department on December 2nd, 2025. Detectives contacted members of the Asheville Police Department who shared information about the disappearance of Mr. Rose. Detectives used this information to immediately begin seeking out and talking with persons who had been last seen with Mr. Rose while alive. On Monday, December 15, 2025, detectives learned from preliminary autopsy results that the victim, Mr. Rose, had died from a fatal single gunshot wound to the head. Over the course of several days, detectives from Buncombe County Sheriff's Office and the Asheville Police Department conducted numerous interviews and well as executing search warrants. Detectives were able to narrow down the timeline of Mr. Rose's death and those who were with him around during this time. Through collaboration with the state, federal law enforcement partners, detectives were able to gain technical information and analyze in an expedited manner. This enabled them to determine that the evidence of the crime along with the suspect were located in Jackson County. Detectives contacted the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, who immediately began assisting with gathering of investigative information and conducting covert surveillance. On Friday, December 19, detectives executed a search warrant on a vehicle recovered from Jackson County that had been determined to be part of the crime scene. As a result of an extensive investigation, gathering of evidence that indicated that the person responsible for the death of Mr. Rose was a Jonathan David Polino. Polino was charged with first-degree murder. Detectives also obtained a search warrant for a residence at 92 Searcy Mountain Road in Cullowhee, North Carolina. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office executed the search warrant and took Mr. Polino into custody during that search. Members of the Buncombe County and Jackson County Sheriff's Office, along with members of the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, conducted the search of the residence in Cullowhee. Jackson County Sheriff's Office transferred custody of Polino over to the Buncombe County Detention Facility, where Mr. Polino is currently being housed with no bond. Now, for questions, I will turn this over to Captain Chris Stockton.
Anybody have any questions?
Yes.
Hi, Captain.
Morning.
Thanks, everyone, for coming today and having this press conference, first of all. Is there any evidence to suggest that Mr. Rose the homicide occurred where he was found or in a different location?
We believe it happened in a different location.
Different location? Are you able to give any details on where that was, whether that was in Buncombe County nearby or somewhere else?
Right now, we believe it was in Buncombe County, but that's as specific as I can get with that.
Understood.
Certainly.
Have you been able to, I guess, figure out any connection between the suspect and the victim that you guys can share at this point?
We have developed a definitive connection between the two. We do believe that they knew each other for an extended period of time. This was not something random. It was not two strangers meeting. What their connection is, however, and the nature of their relationship, I can't share that right now.
You mentioned gunshot to the head. Were you guys able to secure any firearm that you guys may be believed to use, or is that still out on the street?
So that's one of the details right now that we can't share. Yes.
Is there any indication on the date or time of death?
Yes, we believe that Mr. Rose died on about November the 24th.
If you guys don't mind elaborating a little bit, transferring them over to Buncombe County, how does that process kind of work, handing off, from Jackson County to Buncombe County? Just to get a little bit more detail on how he got here.
Certainly. So when we take out a charge in one county, folks can certainly be arrested in another county on that same warrant. That was the case in this situation when Jackson County executed the search warrant there at Searcy Mountain Road in Cullowhee. While they were executing that search warrant, they took Mr. Polino into custody there. And then after he is taken into custody in one county, I don't want to oversimplify it, but it's just simply them transporting him from their county to our county, or us picking him up from there.
I know this initially started out as a missing persons case.
Certainly.
At that time, was there any indication that he was in danger, or is it just kind of the mill missing persons case at that point?
So representatives from Asheville Police Department are here. As far as the details of their case, I will let Captain Silverman answer that question.
At the time he was reported missing on the 2nd, there was no indication of foul play. On December 9th, we recovered some of his personal effects, and that's when our major case got involved, and we began to escalate our investigation.
The suspect involved in this case, did he have any priors that would be notable or cause concern related to kind of what we saw here?
So he does have a criminal history here in Buncombe County that does include being charged for assaults. The exact disposition of all those charges and how they wound up at the end of the court proceedings, I can't elaborate on those. But he has been charged with some assault here in Buncombe County previously.
Do you believe there are any more suspects or anyone connected to the case, or is that something that's still ongoing?
It's still ongoing. It's still ongoing. Yes.
And to be clear, at this point, there's one individual charged, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Got it. And it was mentioned earlier that the Georgia Bureau of Investigation was involved. Is that because of the nature that Mr. Rose was originally from Georgia, or what was their involvement in the case?
So their involvement as a part of collaborating with us is Once we narrow down the timeline of folks that were last with him and that kind of thing, we reach out to several agencies to try to get information and collect, just like the question previously of where they lived, where they could, those types of things. So in this circumstance situation, absolutely, with him having previous ties there, their role in this was collaborating with us about possible locations and different things like that in Georgia.
Understood.
Sorry, just one more question. You know, we're heading now into the holidays. This is a family who, you know, has now lost someone, but you guys were able to at least provide an answer to them. You know, as we head into the holiday, kind of what is your message to that family involved in this case?
As Sheriff Miller said, our heart and just goes out to them. Anytime this happens in this kind of situation, it is tragic. And of course, for us, a majority of the investigative team here at the Sheriff's Office, this isn't just once this has happened this year. This is 8 times. And our personnel, we're incredibly proud of them because they answer the bell every time. And in this situation, the investigative team, not just our folks, but all members of all the agencies you see standing up here, sacrificed time with their families, sacrificed other things that they could have been doing just to get answers for this family, not only for this time of the year, but throughout the year. And we have a team of folks who take that approach with every single homicide that they investigate. And I'll say this, most of the investigative team has family ourselves, so anytime that this happens and we're talking to members of families and folks who have lost, it definitely pulls at the heartstrings, and the part that personally makes me proud of our team is that they operate with a very deep level of sympathy, and they're very motivated and approach each of these as though it was a family member of their own, and how they would want their own family member's death investigated. So what we like to say to this family is we're very sorry that this has happened, and we really hope that we know we can't restore his life, we can't bring him back and change things for them, but we do hope that this can start the healing process for them by bringing them a little bit of closure, and not just for them, but for everyone in Buncombe County who's went through this kind of tragedy this year. And we want people to know that we have a team that is very, very motivated to make sure that violent people are held accountable in Buncombe County.
If there are no further questions, I'm going to let Major Ledford close us out for today. And if you guys, obviously you have my contact, so if you need anything, please reach out.
In closing, I would just like to ask Sheriff Farmer or Chief Step, or if anybody, if you've had any comments that you would like to make, anything you would like to say before we close. Just let me say that in closing that we appreciate y'all being here today. I can't overemphasize this case would have been solved. It would not have been solved nearly as quickly or as efficiently as it was without the cooperation of these agencies standing here now. Sheriff Farmer in Jackson County, as soon as we reached out, they were providing surveillance of the residents. Their SRT team is the one who executed the search warrant, effected the arrest. So they've got a lot of hours in this, and we appreciate Captain Cope and Sheriff Farmer for what they did to help us. Same goes for the Asheville Police Department. We were on the phone with Captain Silverman that night on scene, and he was providing information. Their detectives were working with us. SBI, ATF, DEA all played a major role because they have the ability to, they have technical expertise that allowed us to obtain information much quicker. And we were cognizant of the fact that the holidays are upon us, and we're working to try to get this thing closed as quick as we can to bring some measure of closure to the family. So having said that, I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, tell you that we appreciate you being here today, and if there's any further questions, of course, our PIO, Matt Marshall, will be available to you.
And the last comment I'm gonna make is that I just want the family to know that we will do everything humanly possible to aid in the prosecution of Jonathan Polino. Thank you.